Welcome back, everybody. Sheepdog Smokey here, and this is one I've been thinking about going over my head for quite a while. I've heard this report several times from several different sources, so I believe it. And if this was even a half-truth, it would be evidence that highly placed people in our government and their lapdogs in the media are lying to us, and they're doing it as a means to basically steal power. And that should worry everyone. Before we get any deeper, please remember to subscribe, turn on notifications so that you are first to know of all new content, like this video, and so you're part of the giveaway at 500, 1,000, and 1,500 subscribers. That said, let's look at a video from the White House posted on Twitter just recently before we dive into
a report early this morning from Dr. Birx. We continue to see evidence of stabilization in some of the areas around the country of the most significant outbreak. The New York metro area, including New Jersey, Long Island, and Connecticut. New Orleans metro area. Detroit, Boston, Chicago, and Denver, as Dr. Birx will explain, continue to give evidence of stabilization, which in a very real sense is evidence that the American people are putting into practice the social distancing, the president's guidelines for our nation. And for that, as the president said earlier today, we thank the American people. Even in the midst of hardship and loss at a time when we've seen more than 385,000 Americans test positive for the coronavirus and more than 12,000 succumb to this illness. The evidence that Dr. Birx will describe to you will show that the American people know our future is in our hands.
Now, from what you just saw, this is Vice President Pence and the daily briefing from the Coronavirus Task Force. From what he said, and he is basically reporting on what Dr. Birx has reported, we're seeing a stabilization. We're basically seeing the curve begin to flatten. The whole point of this stay-at-home, social distancing, self-quarantine was to flatten the curve. I understand part of it. I don't like it, but I understand it. If we had a flu outbreak, we wouldn't need this for the common influenza or rhinovirus, the common cold. There is herd immunity for those two. They've been around long enough. We have enough accepted treatments and so on that, yeah, we're going to lose people to the flu for a few days. There are a lot of people. The flu has killed more people this year than coronavirus. But we don't self-quarantine because it would do nothing. The flu has been around long enough. We've been exposed to it for decades. I got the flu when I was a kid. I got the common cold when I was a kid. But COVID-19 is a new strain of coronavirus. And as such, we don't have herd immunity. Herd immunity is the concept behind what I've talked about before, where you've heard the rumors from, 35, 40, 45 years ago, the chickenpox party. Parents were not as concerned. Some definitely were consciously doing it. But if children got infected with chickenpox, they suffered for a little while. Mine was not pleasant. Trust me. If you've had it, you know what I'm talking about. You're also probably in your late 30s, early 40s. But I never got it again. I've not had shingles. Fighting off a virus, even with help, strengthens your immunities. We're seeing now with hydroxychloroquine that people are recovering from this virus. I was going to post a video from Tucker Carlson, but I've gotten a copyright strike already for posting CNN video, which is broadcast all over social media, all over the web, but still I don't want to chance it. But he was talking to Dr. Mark Siegel, I don't exactly remember his name, but a 96-year-old man who was telling his son he has coughs, he has a fever, can barely get off the couch. He doesn't think he's going to get through it. That man was given hydroxychloroquine. The very same drug that Representative Maxine Waters quite literally tweeted out, "Don't take it." And that 96-year-old man has now recovered. That was Dr. Stiegel's father. We have Dr. Anthony Cardillo in Los Angeles. We have other doctors that are saying they are seeing very favorable results. That's not saying that this is the treatment. That's saying we're seeing favorable results. We're also seeing that social distancing and so on is working. You know, at the end of this, we've seen restaurants like Chili's, Applebee's, Cracker Barrel, Logan's Roadhouse, all of these. They're closed. You don't go inside. You order, they bring it to your car. They are observing far stricter policies on cleanliness and sterilization. I know my own office has been deep cleaned. A lot of places are having this done. One of the industries that I doubt suffered early, although they may be now, is the cleaning industry, because as offices go to work from home, they go in and clean. So all of these places are now going to be far cleaner than they've been in a long time. We're going to see practices change. You know, maybe dishwashing is at a higher temperature with a different detergent. Offices clean different. Things like that. But what we're also seeing is that it's not the dire situation. It's not the end of the world that January the media and Democrats were saying it was, while blaming it on President Trump. You see, the story I heard was that anyone and everyone who dies, who has COVID-19, is recorded as a COVID-19 death. As part of the story, the person who was saying it reported that a doctor once told him that more patients die with prostate cancer than from prostate cancer. That's an important distinction. If I have active, I am an asymptomatic carrier of tuberculosis. I worked in a jail for a year. Probably better than 85% of people who work in a jail more than a month are asymptomatic carriers or symptomatic of tuberculosis. In this scenario, so let's just football this. If the current pandemic was tuberculosis, I am an asymptomatic carrier of tuberculosis, meaning I have exhibited nothing in 20 years. So I am not suffering from or dying from tuberculosis. But quite literally, if I get dysentery, or if I get the flu, if I get the common cold, if I get in a car crash, if I get shot in the head, and they find out that I'm an asymptomatic carrier of tuberculosis, they literally say, died from tuberculosis. There's a hole in my head from a 45 caliber bullet from a Tommy gun in Chicago. Nope, he died from tuberculosis. That is inflating the numbers. I don't want one single person to die from anything but old age peacefully in their sleep, surrounded by their loved ones. I can't control that. But when a government is saying, we don't care what the cause of death was, this person had COVID-19, we're recording it as COVID-19 death. To carry it to its ludicrous end, someone falls through a wood chipper. There is no body, but they detect traces of COVID-19. Died from COVID-19. As if COVID-19 is a person that shoved them in the wood chipper. Now, yes, I seriously doubt that anyone in a car crash, shot, falling through a wood chipper is recorded that way, but death from old age, death from pneumonia, the flu, dysentery, diarrhea. Diarrhea kills a lot of people every year. If you want to know how, very simply, dehydration. But they're recording all of those deaths as COVID-19 deaths if the person was at all infected, asymptomatic or not. That is wrong. I tweeted out earlier today. If you follow me on Twitter, you will have seen it, and you can go back and find it. There's a group that was tracking coronavirus deaths. They were called out for inflating their numbers. likely with a scheme similar to this or the very same one. They've since removed all numbers from their website. They're now literally an organization that tracks the deaths caused by coronavirus that does not show any numbers. This is dangerous because this is people saying the death toll is skyrocketing. No, it's not. What are the actual causes of death? Pneumonia, flu, other viruses, other diseases, other causes. Did they die from alcohol poisoning? Did they die from AIDS? Did they die from Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or any other cause? Don't inflate the numbers. And this needs to be mainstream news, but not even Fox, not even Carlson or Hannity or Judge Janine are talking about it. And that upsets me because Hannity, Carlson, Judge Janine, Mark Levin, these are people I very much respect and admire because they have so far not caved. Laura Ingraham refuses to cave. But none of them are talking about this. Tweet them this video. Okay? I don't hold any illusions that any of them are going to even mention my name. But tweet them this video. I've been a loyal viewer of Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Janine Pirro, and Laura Ingraham for years. Hannity since he started. Long time for me. The rest is still a long time. But they're ignoring multiple reports. And if I can find them, I'll come back and post them in the description here. I'll have to go digging. But they're ignoring multiple reports that every death, no matter the cause, if the decedent had COVID-19, symptomatic or asymptomatic, they are recorded as a COVID-19 death. That is wrong. That is an artificial inflation of a statistic. As a historian, as a social scientist, that is wrong. Statistics are key to studying history. When we look at Spanish flu, bubonic plague, anything throughout history, we need to be able to study the statistics. And with a virus that disproportionately affects the elderly and the infirmed, this is doubly dangerous because the elderly infirmed, they may die of natural causes. They may die of any number of other things, for crying out loud. If someone dies from lung cancer, but they had COVID-19 as well, and are recorded as a COVID-19 death, that's wrong. And everyone watching this and everyone else should agree that that is wrong. Where are the mathematicians? Where's my number nerds? It needs to stop. But I've ranted long enough. I'm tired. It's late. I have to be at work again. Right here. Bedroom. 10 feet that way. But still, I have to get up and get to work tomorrow. Technically today. So I'm going to end it here. I'm not saying distrust the media as a group. I'm saying listen to what each person is saying. Mika Brzezinski, Joe Scarborough, Anderson Cooper, Jim Acosta, Chris Celiza, so many others harped on nothing but Russia or Stormy or taxes or any number of other things that have been proven to be wild goose chases for 3 or more years. They've screamed racist, bigot, sexist, evil, Hitler, Nazi. They've done nothing but play partisan politics. That's why I don't watch any of them. If it comes on as an ad, I mute my computer because I don't even want to hear the ad for these idiots. I listen to people that I believe are still honest. And Hannity, Tucker, Janine, Laura, Mark, you prove to me you're dishonest, you lose me as a watcher and listener. That's the danger. Look at CNN's numbers right now versus Fox, MSLSD, ABC, NBC, CBS. They're all diving because they've been proven dishonest. Anyway, let me know what you think. As always, be civil. Okay? If any of the idiot journalists I've called out show up, I'll be bluntly honest. I won't be vulgar. If any of the others show up, I will ask them why they're not covering this, why they're not even asking the question. As for the rest of us, we are thinking adults and we should act like it. We can disagree, dissent, and debate civilly, and if you don't, you may get banned, or at least hidden from the channel. Until next time, everyone, stay safe, stay smart, stay healthy, stay home if you can. If you cannot, stay home, be careful. And everyone else, and everyone watching, have a wonderful day.